evening, wherever you might be joining us from. We're really excited that you've joined us today for our Cin7 Pay launch webinar. Whether you're a current Cin7 customer or you're just exploring inventory management or payment processing, you're in the right place. And we're really excited to talk to you about the next generation of payments for merchants like you. A few housekeeping items before we get started today. If you have a question during the presentation, feel free to use the Q&A feature to submit that to our speakers. You should see that on your taskbar within Zoom. We have saved time at the end of the webinar to address your questions, but in the event that we run out of time, we just had too much fun during the session, we will follow up directly with you with the information you need. So don't fret if we don't get to your question today. We will make sure you get your answers. And then another point is that a recording of this session will be sent to you to the email that you registered with in the next couple of days so that you can either rewatch or share it with a colleague. So keep an eye out for this in your inbox. All right, in today's session, we are going to highlight some payment challenges that merchants like you face. Then we'll start talking about Cin7 Pay, what it is, how it works, why it solves those pain points and problems that you often feel. And then we'll get a demo of that showing you what's available now and then talk a little bit about what's coming soon. And then we'll have time for that Q&A like I mentioned. Today, I am joined by Mark Gervin, our Chief Revenue Officer at Cin7, and David Rodriguez, our Account Manager for Payments. Together, they're going to guide you on what's happening in the world of merchant payments and how Cin7 Pay is designed to transform that. So I will hand it off to Mark in just a second, but first we want to hear from you to make sure that we're covering what you're looking for today. So what is your biggest payments challenge? We're going to launch a poll on the screen. Feel free to drop an answer based on what you're feeling. No wrong answers. Would love to know what you are experiencing in your business and whether that's disconnected systems or manual workflows, slow payments. We certainly want to see what that is, and then we will share, and I'll pass it to Mark to get us started.
Great. Yeah. Thanks so much. Awesome to see the answers to the poll and the quizzes coming in, because I think it's going to align a lot to what we're gonna cover today. So if you haven't answered, please find the poll in the webinar and keep talking to us about what you're seeing. But I can already see the top two answers right now being disconnected system and manual workflows for you guys. It's like you wrote the slides for me about what we're gonna talk about today. So let's just step back and sort of think about what we see today and what we see within our customer base. And just to level set for everyone, I know most of the people are customers here, but we're coming from the perspective of we've got a little bit over 9,000 customers worldwide. They're in all major geographic zones, whether that be Asia Pacific, Europe and Middle East, the Americas. We cross most of the core verticals that we support for product sellers worldwide. So whether that's beverage customers, whether you're fashion and apparel, whether you're in manufacturing, whether you're in food ag, we see this set of customers, and we really love what we see from all of them. So it gives us a really nice perspective. And when that really, gets to the point of what's happening in payments today, just like you folks are saying in the poll here, you're just finding payments to be one of those last hurdles. You've digitized so much, you've gotten so much benefit in so many other aspects of your business, whether that's your direct to consumer channels, whether it's your Amazon stores, whether it's even how you use Cin7 for inventory and warehouse management. But when it comes to payments, it's just disconnected systems. It's a lot of manual meets external payment links. It's then how do I get those invoices and those payments synced up to my GL, my accountant's screaming at me saying, I need the data, but I don't just need the data. I need to know what the fees were on that. Where did you sell it? Where was the sales tax? And then choice. Our customers, and I see a couple of people clicked on lack of options for customers. Customers like choice on how they pay us, and you, depending on where you sell, also has to have to give choice to consumers. I've been in this space for over a decade, and while credit card may be prominent in some geographies, in many geographies it's bank transfers. In many geographies, it's I want to pick up the phone and give you my card, my information over the phone. We need to be able to support those and support all methods that you want to be able to support. So the great thing is, and I think what we're get really excited about with this launch is our Cin7 Pay is coming to market to really help a lot of you folks eliminate these core pain points and service your end customers a lot better than you can today. Next slide, please. So what we're seeing from the perspective of you, our merchants, our core customers are not just, hey, I've got multiple systems and disconnected, but collecting payments hurts your bottom line. It hurts your bottom line because it's limiting the speed with which you collect cash. That's keeping your payables open, your receivables open much longer than you want them to be. And that means you're fronting the working capital instead of taking that capital and investing it back into your business. As loan merchants, you're responsible for trying to get the best processing fee you can. That's a difficult negotiation with banks, with digital vendors. We need to be able to help you get better fees by being able to bring the collective bargaining of all merchants in the Cin7 systems. We've already talked about payment methods and reconciliation and reporting. And the other one that's super interesting that we haven't really talked about is if we're honest with ourselves and we are scaling where we want to, we're probably spending too much manual intervention and administrative time collecting those payments. While it's necessary and we need to collect the revenue, it's not where we really want to be spending the majority of our effort. We want to be promoting our brand. We want to be putting our efforts into not the administrative side, but the marketing and selling of our core product. So those are the problems you face. We think we can help you in a very meaningful way with what we've introduced recently at Cin7. So officially launched at the end of April. So new in the market. We have partnered with a great partner, Stripe, as our back end partner, and they process over $1.4 trillion of payments through their network every year. So not only do you have the security and the brand promise of Cin7, we've also chosen a very reputable partner in the back end, and we will all benefit from their fraud, their ability to look at transaction volume at a global scale and continue to innovate. And we can pass those innovations to you. We can pass those security, those fraud measures, all come through for you. The other thing that I think why we pick Stripe and why we think it's so important is we're keen on providing simplicity. And so payments can be complicated, it can be messy, it can be disconnected. We think Stripe is best in class to partner with when it comes to simplicity and customer experience. So, what do we think that we do that answers a set of the problems that either your customers or you as merchants face? So, what you'll see in the demo that Dave's going to give you later on, you're going to see just a whole lot of streamlining of all those disconnected systems living inside Cin7, giving you all those variety of payment methods, that automated reconciliation, the faster payout, all those sort of clunky operational metrics, they're all going to reside within the pane of glass that is Cin7 for you and be easily accessible. On top of that, we're going to bring the power of our 9,000 merchants in the negotiations to rates on credit cards, transfers, we're pretty convicted that that for the majority of you, we're going to see competitive, if not better, rates than you can get on your own. We hope we'll be also able to offer you different types of payment options. So we're going to be able to flex in if you're a customer who wants to offer your customers buy now, pay later options that will be available for you to turn on. If you live in a geo that allows surcharging and passing on of the fees, that is a capability that will come standard out of the box. Um, and we know just from our research, the work that we've done with Stripe, once we make that simpler, you're going to get better conversion rates, less declines. Your actual business will benefit because the process will be even smoother on checkout for your clients. The other thing, and I've emphasized this multiple times, but I just really think we're gonna give you scale that would be very, very hard for you to do on your own. So whether that's the solution designs that we can offer you out of the box that look very modern, that look very cutting edge, whether it's behind the scenes fraud detection and compliance that you just get because we're doing it for you with Stripe, and then all the cutting edge technology developments that are coming down the road, whether that be not just POS system support, but we're gonna preview in another 3 to 4 months, tap to pay on glass. So right on your iPhone, right on your iPad, you're gonna see fast follows around capital loans attached to your Stripe account. So there's a lot of very leading edge, great technology that's just going to come to you out of the box, and it's going to be your choice whether you want to turn it on or keep it in the background. So super excited to see what we can do for you, and we've already got many clients who are up and running. We're close to 200 customers live with our system to date. And we've got great testimonials, and I think testimonials that really speak to what the polls told us, which is I want it to be easy, I want it to be connected. I knew it was going to be good, but I really am not having any problems with my payments. Next customer is really talking a little bit about how they love the integration right inside the invoice page. So all of you will be highly familiar with what that invoice looks like for your customers. It's right in there. It's seamless. It works in your workflows, whether they pay right on the invoice or they want to look at the invoice and pick up and pay you over the phone. We support all that right out of the box for you. So seeing really good uptake with our customers, and I think we've really um, nailed it with this product in terms of taking away the pains and hopefully accelerating revenue for all of our core customers. So um, quickly, how's it different? So I think what is really, really nice and maybe additive to even what people get today when they're doing digital payments on their own is you're going to see invoice, direct payment entry and capabilities right in all those touch points inside Cin7, even our B2B portal. Um, we allow you and your customers to securely store credit cards. So it's making you more compliant, secure, but it's also giving you and your customer the ability to permission through digital tokenization, the ability to charge a card for repeat purchases. And for most of you, a lot of your customers are customers that you sell to often throughout the year and obviously in quarters. On top of that, you're going to get some just really out of the box embedded simplifications, take away all those headaches, and we think our fraud will be top as will the rates that we'll be able to offer everybody. So We may have some folks on the call that actually use Stripe today, because I know that there are some people in our customer base, and they're like, well, why do I not just keep using what I use today versus what you guys have done? And I think it really speaks to the fact that Cin7 Pay is our go forward offering where we're going to invest tons and tons of our energy in making this a best in class place for payments to occur for a Cin7 customer. So while you may be used to all the things with Stripe, we look at Cin7 Pay as saying you're getting all those and you're getting all these additional out of the box features plus more to come in the quarters and months ahead, and hopefully we'll even be able to give you a better price than what we were able to offer with the original solution. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dave. I've sort of set him up on a few things that he's going to show you. Enjoy the demo, and we'll be back to take any Q&A in a moment.
Let me get everything set up here. Hello, everyone. I'm excited to be able to spend the next few minutes demoing Cin7 Pay. So in this demo, we're going to walk through three sections of Cin7 Pay. First is where to go for you to create your Cin7 Pay account. Next, once you complete its setup, how to configure Cin7 Pay to receive payments. And third, the different ways you can receive payments from your customers. Again, there's no additional software or module required or installation of any kind needed to get started. Instead, it's a workflow that you will step through within Cin7 platform, either core or Omni, whichever is relevant to you. And there's no additional cost to get started using Cin7 Pay. Instead, the pricing is per transaction. It does require the acceptance of terms and conditions for our pricing from Cin7, as well as terms and conditions for the use of Cin7 Pay from our partner Stripe. The process is very easy and takes only a few minutes, especially if you have information ready to go. These are a few things that would be good to know or have on hand. For example, your corporate structure, such as company type or company setup, things of that nature. Your EIN ID and also your tax ID number would be handy to have, as well as your bank account details so you can receive your payouts. Some of these requirements may vary depending on the corporate structure and also which country you're located in. Again, a very quick process, but you can stop and start as needed. Again, I'll be demoing from our core platform, but the process is essentially the same within Omni. So let's get started. As I mentioned, I'm in core, and from here, I would navigate over to the left side of the dashboard, and I will see the money tab here. If you are in Omni, this picture here would be the picture of a piggy bank. And we'll click on this tab and you can see Cin7 Pay. Again, there's no installation required. If you are in the one of the 28 countries, by default, you'll be able to see Cin7 Pay. So we'll just click on Cin7 Pay and get started. So from here, you can see some more information regarding Cin7 Pay, including a link to competitive pricing so you can get your pricing and rates within your country. There's also a link here that has Cin7 Pay in the help center, so if you have any questions during the onboarding process. And as well, if we scroll down just a little bit further, there's also some more information here, something like a question and answer section regarding what is Cin7 Pay, pricing and billing, and so forth. But for now, you would go up and you would click on create an account. So once you click on create an account, like I said, if you have all your documents ready, the process can take as little as 10 to 15 minutes. So that's the first step in creating an account with Cin7 Pay. So for the sake of time, we're going to presume that you have gone through the core configuration, that you have gone through the KYC account verification process. And now the second step is it's time for you to set up your Cin7 Pay core configuration. And we can do that now. So again, we'll move over to the left side, click on the money tab. and click on Cin7 Pay. So once you have successfully created an account, you should come to this landing page here. So this is the next step for receiving payments, is to set up the accounting system and payment channel details. The first step is to take a look at the accounting area, which we have here. So you have a clearing account, a bank account, and also a payment fee account. These are the accounts that the different transaction types associated with receiving a Cin7 Pay payment are going to be posted to within your accounting software. So we'll start off with the clearing account. This is where the actual payments are posted to when you receive that payment. Next is the bank account. This is where you will get your payouts. This is the revenue where you will receive the payouts, which is the collection of the payments minus the transaction fees. And finally, we have the payment fee account. And this is where the actual transaction processing fees will be posted to. So we have the clearing account, bank account, payment fee account. Next, to get started and to complete configuration is we have the payment channels. So there are 3 ways that you can receive payments within Cin7 Pay. We have the B2B portal with the pay by invoice, but we also have pay with sales. If you don't have a B2B portal, these are clickable. So you can just click that off and hit save. For now, we'll leave this on and hit save. There's also some areas here on the landing page over to the left side, which you have is my account, which is this section here that we just went through. You also have payments and refunds. And here's where you'll find payments, any kind of refunds or disputes that you may have with an invoice. You have your payouts here. These are the payouts that are going into your bank account. And we also have a documents page. Documents could be if there's a dispute or if you have to upload some kind of supporting documentation. This is where you will upload those particular documents. So now we've kind of gone through the first step, which is setting up your Cin7 Pay account, right? And now we've gone through the second step is configuring your accounting setup. So now we'll go through the third step, which is the payee experience. This is how you're going to be able to get those payments from your particular customers. And again, as I mentioned, there's 3 ways that you can do that. You can do that through the B2B portal. You can do that through pay by invoice and also the sales module. So for this example, for the first one, we will do pay by invoice. So I'm a payee, I'm a customer of Alex's Art Supply. I buy art supplies from them and I receive this invoice. For items I like to purchase, I probably received an invoice attachment with this invoice or however the workflow is for Alex's Art Supply is. I now have it and it's time for me to pay this invoice. What I would do is once I receive this invoice, I am the paying customer. I would click on Pay Online, and it would open up a payment gateway for me to make that payment. Depending how Alex's Art Supply has their setup, there is an option to pay less or partial payment, and there's also obviously to pay the full amount. And for this particular demo, we're going to pay the amount. So as you can see here, I have the pop-up screen with I can enter the credit card information. So now there are different payment methods here that Alex's Art Supply has enabled, and they can pay in several ways. So we have the credit card pay. There's also, you can pay by ACH. There's also digital wallets such as, Amazon Pay, Google Pay, Apple Pay, as well as some buy now, pay later options such as Affirm and Afterpay. But for this situation, we're going to just pay by card since that is the most common. And I am in a test account, so we're just keying some numbers here. And 3. And then I also have the option to save my credit card details via link. So your customer can save their credit card details in the event if they want to make a future purchase, they don't have to re-enter their credit card details as well. So I've entered the information in now. I would just hit pay button. And that invoice has been successfully paid. So that's one option that you can use with Cin7 Pay, is to pay by invoice. Another method that we can use is entering credit card details. That would be if a customer calls in and wants to make a payment. That scenario could be when an employee of the merchant, our Cin7 customer, has access to Cin7 and can make a payment on the behalf of the customer who is on the phone. The paying customer gives the sales rep the credit card details to make that payment on their behalf. Another scenario could be the customer shows up to Alex's art supplies warehouse, and the employees of the warehouse have access to the sales module, and the sales rep can key in those payment details for the customer. So we'll go here and we'll just open up a sales order. And again, this is sell through the pay, pay through the sales module. So we'll just click an invoice here. And I can come down here to this section here, which payment. So again, this is a scenario if I have the customer on the phone, the customer says, can you just take my credit card details and make the payment for me? The sales rep can take those details and make those payments. So simply you would just click on Cin7 Pay Payments. You enter in the dollar amount, whatever that amount may be, and hit pay. And again, I get this menu here. So I have many options to pay for. I can pay with card. I can pay through digital wallets such as Amazon Pay, Google Pay, and Apple Pay, through ACH bank accounts. And here also we have the buy now, pay later option. So we'll enter again our credit card. And this is a test account, so we're just entering some numbers here. Again, this pay through sales module is if a customer calls in and wants to make a payment by giving the sales rep their credit card details. Hit, and then we just hit pay, and that particular invoice is paid. So we've covered how to pay by invoice. We've covered how to pay through the sales module, and the final payment can be made through the B2B portal. So this would be our Cin7 customer making a purchase through the B2B portal. So here I'm going to buy some product from our Cin7 merchant, and I already have it in my cart, and we can go here in my cart, and here is where I can make this purchase. I purchased a quantity of 1, sell price is 25, total 25, and I just go here to checkout. So there I am. I can verify certain information within checkout. I can verify my account and billing details. I can verify delivery status, make edits if I need to, shipping methods, also payment methods here, so I'm paying online. And I can also confirm the order if I needed to. So for now, we're going to confirm order. And you can see the pop-up here for Cin7 Pay. Again, different payment methods that you can use, bank account, digital wallets, buy now, pay later options as well. So again, we'll key in our credit card details. And we are in a test account, so I'm just putting in some numbers here. And I can pay this invoice. And the invoice in the order is paid through the B2B portal. So that's just a quick rundown on the Cin7 Pay and how easy it is to use. We just stepped through on a pay by invoice. If you email the customers the invoice, they can make a payment through the payment link. If a customer calls in and wants to give you the credit card details to your sales rep, they can key in those payments as well. And how easy it is to make those payments also through the B2B portal. So again, that's a brief walkthrough on how to configure, or excuse me, how to set up your Cin7 Pay account. Also how to configure your accounting portion of Cin7 Pay. And lastly, how easy it is for your customers to make those payments within Cin7 Pay. So thank you for this brief walkthrough. If you have any additional questions, we'll be more than happy to answer those towards the end of this webinar. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Just a really nice overview. If one thing spoke to me over and over in that particular demo was just the support of three different ways to collect payments, all from one system, all from one setup. Same experience for your customers, your salespeople, no matter which way they decide to interact with you. So I thought that was great. We got a couple more slides here, and then we'll get to some questions and some Q&A. We've got, as you saw, just that embedded in onboarding and reporting. So never leave Cin7 as Dave showed you. You can go to our Cin7 Pay and our FAQ, but we support right now 46 plus countries. And believe we will be adding more in the coming months and years. You saw Dave show you cards, digital wallets, buy now, pay later, bank debits, all configurable. You do not have to turn them all on. They're all configurable for you in the back end, but you just out of the box get the ability to offer just a plethora of payment choices of what works for you, what works for your customers, what works for your particular channel. And then lots of abilities to store for pay later, card on file, one-click invoice links. Again, just all of these little enhancements really improve the conversion, the checkout experience. And then I think, across our base, about 65% of our customers go wholesale to their end buyers versus through direct to consumer channels like Shopify and Amazon. And many utilize our B2B portal to get to those buyers. Again, right out of the box, you get all that integration. Coming as fast follows. You're going to see Dave sort of demoed early reconciliation to accounting systems. There's a whole set of additional reconciliation support for. We have lots of customers who want to sell in a lot of different currencies, come back to a single currency. There's lots of quick enhancements coming on the product. We haven't yet demoed POS integration, but that's a fast follow if you have the need to accept cards in person. And we will continue to roll out more payment methods and geographies. I know we're bringing Klarna as a new BNPL, buy now, pay later solution. And several new geographies will get spun up in the coming months. So super excited, very new area for us, but a massively important area for our customers. So I think we're now at the Q&A section, if I'm right, Caitlin,
Yeah.
and maybe you can help guide us through this section.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks so much, David and Mark, for that great information. We do have a couple questions that have come in from those on the webinar. And a reminder to those listening, feel free to drop those in the Q&A function through Zoom. And we'll see them, and then we'll work through some of those questions. Mark, Dave, I will read off a question, and then whoever feels it's their area of expertise can jump in. First question. A couple times we mentioned that that Cin7 Pay is available to a certain number of countries and we're expanding our geography, but is there any other restrictions on who can use Cin7 Pay right now?
I can take that, and Dave, you absolutely can add on. Is so the restrictions for who can use Cin7 Pay are really only in particular geographies where digital payment acceptance or card payment acceptance is um, not available for certain types of business. So in certain geographies, if you are in drug dispensary, cannabis, certain vertical types, you may be restricted from coming onto the platform. Great thing is our sales team is going to help you, can inform you if you're in any of those restricted zones before you come onto our product. We also on our website link to all the verbiage on restriction. I would, just tell everyone, call your Cin7 account manager, and we can walk you through any concerns you'd have in that area. It's a very small list of restrictions, so not many are restricted.
Perfect. And a question related to that from Chris, can we toggle on and off the pay now features on the invoice document specifically for any geographies where that currency is not currently supported? Is that something that is possible?
Dave, you want to take that one?
Currently, there's not a way where we can just kind of turn off, certain currencies. There definitely are, suggestions, and it is a feature that we can definitely take back. But right now with Cin7 Pay, as far as the pay methods or that particular pay, it would be just all the currencies. At least of right now, there's no way to toggle off and on a particular geo or currency.
Yeah. So
So,
the currency is one where, and it's one that we've and many others have talked to Stripe about. We believe there will be some solutions coming that will be able to more intelligently route on one particular currencies to certain payment types and then into managed bank accounts on the back end, and then also be able to toggle off, so give the ability to turn off if a currency choice is coming, but that is not in the system today.
perfect. While we're on the topic of toggling things on and off, another question is, are you able to toggle on and off different payment methods? For example, turning off credit card pay if the fees are higher.
Absolutely. There's the ability for us to basically say, for a particular customer, they may only want to offer ACH if you're in the US, or SEPA if you're in Europe, and not offer the ability to pay with credit cards. So you have that configurability. You have the configurability of the drop down to offer no additional wallet support, Apple Pay, buy now, pay later, or only the ones that you like and that you think are relevant to your customer. So highly customizable there.
All right. And now we have a couple questions regarding paying by credit card. So, say we're in that situation that was in the demo where a customer called in to make their payment and someone on the merchant side entered that credit card info. Does it save the customer's information for future payments so that they wouldn't need to call and provide it again? Or is it only available to be saved when they are making the payment on their end?
Dave, I'll let you
Yeah,
take that.
really great question. So right now, your customer, so the customer's customer can save their credit card details via link for a future, if they wanted to purchase something, and the end customer does not have to re-enter their credit card details. Now, vaulted cards, which is in the scenario, for instance, a customer calls you and you make that payment for them, and you would like to save that credit card on their behalf. So, like that, if that same customer calls and makes a payment, you have the details already and can make that payment, right? It's also useful in reoccurring billing or subscription billing. That is something that we are currently in the process of trying to roll out. We have it here in a future roadmap It is something that we are diligently trying to get launched here in the future to where you as the Cin7 Pay customer can save those credit cards, and it'll be easier for you just to make the payment on behalf of the customer. Or if you're doing any kind of reoccurring billing or subscription modeling, that is coming here in the near future. Great question.
All right, and now we're still talking about credit cards. We have someone on the call that their business prefers to collect credit card information before the order is processed, then hold the card details until freight and taxes are added, and then once they have that information, charge the customer. So, can they store the card information before going through the rest of the sales process and add those additional expenses before submitting that charge?
Yeah, it's a great another great question. So I think it the answer is yes, based on what Dave has said, is that the card storage where it's controlled by the merchant, when that rolls out, yes. And then you have basically different ways to um sort of what I would say charge on a card, right? You can, sorry, charge on an invoice. So you can charge for certain elements, for portions of it. So you can take a deposit, you could take a partial payment. All those are sort of supported. And then once you know additional items, an invoice can be updated, and then the card can be additionally charged. So some customers like to do it that way. Some like to charge the invoice that's sort of the product and have a second invoice that just sort of charges for the additional materials as they come out. So, it's really how do you like your workflows to work, but the payment system will support your workflows.
Perfect. And while we're talking about credit cards still, does Pay support surcharging those credit card fees to the end customer right now?
It is a fast follow that's coming quickly. I would say the only thing that customers should be aware of is like certain geographies allow it or are silent about it. Others are very strict about whether you can or you cannot. So again, it's a toggle on set of optionality that will be out very, very shortly. But we will support surcharging in all its legitimate forms going forward.
Great. And now we have a couple questions from some individuals about how Pay works with their existing systems. I know we talked about disconnected systems being a bit of a pain point, and this certainly helping. So we have a question asking if Cin7 Pay will work with the existing QuickBooks integration that this customer has, because that's what they're using for their accounting platform right now.
Absolutely. With all of our supported GLs, everything that Dave demoed on the setup side, and as we come out with further integrations, we'll work out of the box with QuickBooks Zero and a few other solutions that are out there.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And
and
it
if I
looks like,
can,
oh, sorry, go ahead. Please finish.
that's okay. Ken, if I can just piggyback off of that, during the demo where we were doing the core configuration, you would see if you had connected to Cin7 Pay, you would see for instance, for QuickBooks, you would see your accounting codes and those drop downs. And there's where you would align your particular, QuickBook accounting code to that particular, your GL or your chart of accounts. For instance, the payment fee account, that drop down, you would see your codes from QuickBooks, and then you can align it where you would want those fees to go. So, and the demo was a test demo, so we didn't have the drop downs. But once you connect, you will see your QuickBook codes in those drop down. Then you can select which one to use to route to the proper chart of accounts or your GL.
Perfect. Thanks for following up with that. I think that was a really great point to make. We do have someone on the call that says they are just about to implement Cin7 Core. So first of all, welcome to Cin7. But they are using PayPal with their e-commerce platform and processing through PayPal. And they are wondering if they're understanding it correctly that Cin7 Pay would replace the PayPal processor connected to their e-com platform and then send everything to Cin7 to process with Cin7 Pay. Is that correct?
So I think I would say it's a choice for you as a configuration, right? So we for existing customers who we support their payment processing right now. So think about if you're just because most people are connected to either Shopify or Amazon, we're not expecting to replace the payments functionality that sits there. We'll continue to take the information and reconcile that into Cin7 for all sort of reporting and data purposes. For a new customer who's setting up, we could just continue to allow you to take the PayPal transactions through your e-commerce setup, or we could support you with Cin7 Pay. So I think let's get in touch with one of our solution engineers, take a look at it and see what works best, both from a functionality perspective for you and also compare rates so we see if we can't help you make a little bit more margin on those e-commerce sales.
Perfect. Yeah. And it sounds like you're new to Cin7, so you should have a good contact over on our sales side of the house. Feel free to drop them that question. We'll get you connected to the right person too.
Mhm.
Um, Another question regarding credit cards. For orders that are canceled, are you able to process the refund directly back to the customer's credit card with Pay?
Yes. So once you set up your core configuration, right there on the left side, there is a tab that is payments, refunds, and disputes. You would just simply go in there and hit the refund, and you would just follow the process, what invoice, what you need to refund, and that refund will be processed through the system.
And our Cin7 support team is trained up, so we're not asking you to go call a third vendor in Stripe. You can come through your regular support channels if you're wondering, is this, what does it mean to dispute something versus refund it? We can definitely help you through that. As Dave said, sometimes in disputes, you've got to attach additional documentation. We're ready to support any of our customers that need help in working through any of those processes.
Perfect. And then, David, I do think I have a question for you. And this will probably be our last question for today. But can customers pay an open invoice through the B2B portal? Currently, customers can only see their open invoice, but can't actually pay it.
So the B2B portal, it's for orders that are being ordered straight through like the merchant, correct? So to my understanding is the payment portal, the B2B portal is a separate payment method, and the pay by invoice is a different method, right? So if somebody wants to pay an invoice, it would have to be through the pay by invoice method, and the B2B portal would be a separate payment function.
But Cin7 Pay is supported in that B2B module if that's something that your
Correct.
merchant would want it, that the merchant would
Yes,
want to set up. Perfect.
100%.
So it might be a little bit of a different workflow for that end customer, but certainly supported through Cin7 Pay.
Both would be supported, correct.
Perfect. We do have a couple more questions. They are a little bit more technical or a little bit outside of the Cin7 Pay realm. So if we didn't get to your question, we will be having some of our experts on our team follow up directly. So have no fear. We will get those answered for you. We will just answer them separately so that you can get some one-on-one attention for those questions. So with that, I think we have covered everything we were hoping to cover today. We really appreciate everyone joining, especially Dave and Mark, for walking us through Cin7 Pay. And we're really excited what it can do for our Cin7 merchants businesses. And we'd love to keep up that conversation. So please visit cin7.com if you're interested in learning more, or go ahead and connect with an account manager to get started with Cin7 Pay. We will be following up with the recording as well as some resources in the next couple of days. So catch your inbox if you have any further questions, and we'll get you connected to the right people. Thanks again for joining us, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.